People always say if you want to be fluent in English, you need to go abroad. You need to move to America, to England, or to Europe. But I never did that. I grew up in a country where English is a foreign language. Not something you hear on the street, not something people around you speak. You only encounter it if you go looking for it. If it sounds your situations, I was there too. So here's my story. It started early. I've been learning English since first grade, and it was a subject, something you studied for a test and never talked about it again until I had a teacher who made it different. She was kind, warm, and friendly in a way that makes you pay attention in class. She made English feel like something you could play with, not something you had to be afraid of. And I think because of her, I never forced myself to like English. I just followed what I already loved, and it happened just to be English. Then the junior high school came and things started to shift. I used to watch television in the evening. There was no Netflix, so it was only scheduled TV shows. When you miss it, you cannot replay it or want to watch it whenever you want. And one day, Twilight Saga was on, and it was the first time I felt like I want to immerse in that world. It kind of different word to me, and English was part of it. I know if you are millennials, you could relate what I said because it was very phenomenal. I don't know if Gen Z, but looking back now, it feels corny. People say it's corny, but I don't think it's so. Then around the same times, I discovered online games, which sounds normal now, but I grew up where the era was PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, and suddenly I had friends from other countries. That's why we start to talk in English. We start to connect all the day in English, and it happened naturally. By the time when high school comes, things got layered. I was introverted person, kind of person who don't like to talk a lot or being around people constantly. I just had my earphones in most of the time, and at that time I was deep into emo music like Linkin Park or Paramore, My Chemical Romance. I think everyone has a phase, and I was like that.
I want you guys to get an idea in your mind of what I looked like during this time of my life, this emo, depressed little girl.
Those songs understood me more than around me did, so I was immersed in that too. Maybe you had something like that too, a song, a movie, or a YouTuber that got you, even if you didn't fully understand it yet. For me, I was not analyzing the lyrics, I was not studying the vocabularies, I just felt it. That curiosity expands into what kind of lyric that the singer wants to express. And slowly, I started wanting to know what this song is actually about. I was like into a rabbit hole. And then I wanted to push myself further. I started to listen to BBC News radio. There was no lyrics, no subtitles. There were only people who were talking. But that was kind of the point. And before leaving the high school, something happened that really humbled me a lot. I got a task from my teacher. Before graduation, there was a requirements like a test, and it was like a project to make a video. And speaking skill was assessed. And back then I was like, is this really me? Is this me talking? Oh no, oh my god, is this me? It's kind of a different person than I imagined. My accent was very Japanese, a local accent, and it was very different from what I imagined while listening or singing to Paramore song in my room. Even that still happens sometimes. You feel confident, your English sounds fine, but the moment you hear yourself, something feels off. I think a lot of people carry that feeling. The gap between how you sound in your head and how you actually sound. It's embarrassing, The feeling that's hard to explain, but I kept going anyway. Then college life. I met people who were passionate about English, but not everyone was fluent. Some of them were still figuring out, just like me. However, passionate is contagious. I felt like being around with those passionate people, making my English skill improves. And somewhere along the way, my English feels like fluent, not because I study harder, but I just kept using it. It feels like repetition in the gym. The more repetition you do, the stronger the pathway gets. It doesn't have to be teaching. It could be anything. Gaming, watching, talking to people online. And one day you will realize that you will understand the movie without reading the subtitle, or you could order the food without thinking in English. It just happens. After college, I lost my passion in teaching. I didn't expect that. So I shifted, went into creative work as a graphic designer, and somehow most of my clients end up being international. And that's the moment English was not just something that I loved, but it could be a tool for making money. Then 3 years ago, I created this YouTube channel. I wanted to make English content, to build something here. Looking back now, I feel like everything just connected. The movie, the music, college life, and then teaching. Then I shifted into freelancer, end up meeting with international clients. Then now English content. And now it becomes a habit. I don't know, maybe it's different for everyone. But if you find your environment doesn't support you at all, perhaps you could find something that really sparks your curiosity, or something that you already loved. Somehow it happened to be in English. That one thing might become your rabbit hole. I didn't follow a method. I just followed what I liked, and go find your rabbit hole. I guess that's all from me. As always, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I'm Axel Alessandro Satriawan. I'm going to talk about preparation about traveling. First one, that traveling is very recommended for you who have been stressed by deadline, too much deadline, so you need to refresh your mind. And about the preparation, the first one is prepare your money.